Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of James Bond Bitcoin Live 0053 hashtag Rebuke. And so, in this episode, um, here's my Mimi, and it's all about the Mimi series here. And if you know anything about the Mimi series, it's all about me, 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 right? So that's the whole point of this series here. And so, in the notes section, I have a song in there. It's called Hit the Road Jack by Ray Charles. Go ahead and watch that after you watch this video. I'll go ahead and read the Mimi here. It says, Hit the road, core. And if you don't know who this is Vinnie Lingham. Now, Vinnie Lingham, um, as far as I can tell, Vinnie Lingham has been a Bitcoin proponent. I don't know. I wouldn't say a supporter, but proponent. He created was a gift. It was a gift card that you could purchase with your Bitcoin, and I've used it for a couple times. It was great. The rewards program was good, but once he sold the company, the gift the company kind of went downhill from there. It wasn't very good. But ever since then, he's always come out with his blogs. And earlier this year, he came out with a blog mentioning how the price would crash, how he sold his holdings, 90% of his holdings. And he kept talking and making blogs about how the price would crash, and also how he sold out of his holdings. And um, recently, I think his private emails have been published or exposed here over the internet. And so what you had was um, some inner dialogue of what the purpose of SegWit 2x was. So, you see the hashtag yes2x. He's all thumbs up. I think he's thumbs up for it because he's been a puppet all this time. He's been a sock puppet. He if you read suppose these are alleged emails that have been leaked. Um, he consider his cohorts his fellow CEOs out in Silicon Valley, and those are the same people who probably want Core out of the picture, Bitcoin Core, the core developers. And so, if you have a chance to read those alleged leaked emails, you get a better understanding. And since I've been in this crypto space, I've seen the live streams of Vinny Lingham. I've seen him talk. I've seen him. I read his blogs, and he does seem like a person who is being controlled. And of course, he wants to join the club. He wants to join the elite club of CEOs in this very niche space. And so it would make sense how he would sell out to the crowd. He would sell out to, you know, get up there in the higher pyramid, the glass ceiling. So um, I think it's very possible Vinnie Lingham has made a deal with the devil here. As you know, he also created an ICO called Civic, and he's really been pumping that really hard, which essentially has no use. And he's gotten millions and millions of dollars. So he's also the CEO of Civic, an ICO, pretty much. And so if you go ahead and just look it up, read it for yourself, the alleged leaked emails, you'll see that SegWit is not about any technical upgrades to the protocol or implementation. SegWit 2x, the hard fork, is about rebuking Bitcoin Core developers. It's about getting rid of core developers. Has nothing to do with any technical technology to Bitcoin whatsoever. And it seems like it's a play to manipulate the crowd, to manipulate you and me. And he mentions in one of his emails, the alleged emails, that it's a fight, it's a struggle between miners, businesses, and developers. But I disagree with that. I think Vinny Lingham, if this is his alleged email, this email, the way he describes the three-legged stool, I think he's missing a leg. He's missing the actual end users. So there's really four legs to this stool. All right. So you have the miners, you have the businesses, which I don't really consider them anything. They're part of the user base, but they're not quite the end user. They're more of a facilitator. So I do believe there is a three-legged stool, but he wants to separate the businesses from the users and just totally disregard the users. But if you want to break it down into four legs, miners, businesses, which are I would call the economic facilitators, they hold Bitcoin, they have Bitcoin, but you'll be surprised. Most of those Bitcoins don't belong to them. And if they do have Bitcoin, they just dump it, driving down the price. And so miners, economic facilitators, developers, and users. And I think Vinny Lingham is missing the user part, the end users. Now, if you think about what Bitcoin is, Bitcoin does not need an economic facilitator. You know, the users that make up the ecosystem, the economy of Bitcoin, the economy of cryptocurrency, essentially, don't need businesses. Now, you can be a user and have a business and own a business and operate a business and use Bitcoin. But to put an emphasis on a business being a part of a three-legged stool, I think is maybe overstating, maybe through an eyes of a CEO, a business-oriented person, a businessman. But businessmen have their flaws. They think in terms of, well, return on investment. And in the leaked emails, he mentions that it's not about the money. Well, why would you run and operate a business? It is about the money. Otherwise, you're a charity. And so I think there is definitely some manipulation, backroom deals going on with these people who are essentially, in my opinion, acting as elitist, dictating and making decisions on behalf of the community, which they think they are the leaders. When in reality, there is no leader. There is no one person to call the shots. It's all for one and one for all. You know, we all live by the sword and we all die by the sword. We have to come together or stay separate. Um, so, anyways, if you do your, go ahead and read the leaked emails, see if you believe in it. What is your opinion? Um, don't take my word for it. Definitely, go ahead and do your own research into this. But I think it's revealing that obviously there is manipulation going on behind the scenes. And unfortunately, Vinny Lingham, I always felt has been a puppet, a sock puppet. He's scratching at the door to get in, you know, into the big house, you know, trying to join the good old boys team over there, Silicon Valley. Anyways, my 10 minutes are pretty much up. Hashtag yes2x. He's all about it. He says he's neutral, but I think he's all about it because he wants to be a part of the club, the CEO club. And he's basically saying, hit the road, core. Now, if you're wondering what that QR code is, go ahead and scan it. See where it takes you, and it might take you to another video. Anyways, this concludes this episode. Feel free to like, dislike, leave a comment after the live stream ends. Even do a video response. Until next time, stay tuned.